So now that you're getting a bit more used to the splash screen, it's time to have a look at some of the settings to get Cabinet Vision set up the way you'd like. In this section, we're going to take a look at some of the main preferences that are commonly used within Cabinet Vision to make the drawing a little bit more smoother and easier for you. Again, we're not going to go through every single preference, we're just going to focus in on some of the ones that are used all day, every day. So to access these CV preferences, you can select the CV button and choose Preferences from the bottom of that menu. Within your preference menu, you'll see a bunch of tabs along the top and then options for those tabs beneath, followed by the OK and Cancel buttons at the bottom. The first tab that we'll look at is the User tab. This is one of the most commonly used tabs where you'll be able to set up information to suit your business, things such as your company name, address and contact details. This information is used throughout the program to generate certain things such as your title blocks. Across from there we have our General tab. In here there's some important settings such as the size of the undo redo stack, which will set how far back in the job we can go using the undo button. The autosave, which indicates how many minutes and how often the program will automatically save your work, and the number of previous jobs you wish to appear in the quick access menu of the CV button. Now before you go and trying to set those undo counts or those autosave numbers really high, there's something you need to know. Your computer needs to save the state of the job for every single number of undo or redos you have set. So if you set this number really large, your computer will just be trying to hold on to far too much information and you'll start noticing some extremely slow performance. From my experience, somewhere between 3 and 5 undos is a really decent number to get you out of trouble without causing too much drain on performance. In a similar way, your autosave, if it was set to every 1 minute, you would find the computer trying to save every minute while you're trying to do something will slow you right down. Imagine you're trying to do something and someone keeps trying to just wipe your computer screen every minute while you're trying to do it. It's going to slow you down a lot, yeah? So I normally keep my autosave to about 20 minutes. That seems to be a good balance between keeping performance and not losing too much work should anything ever happen. The last tab we'll have a look at is the Layouts tab. This is the first section that we'll look at clearances. This clearance section sets up some of the automatic measurements that Cabinet Vision will take into account when placing objects. For example, the door clearance means when you have a door, you will not be able to place a cabinet or a panel within that defined distance from the door. While you're getting used to Cabinet Vision, I would suggest you start by setting all of these clearances to 0. Otherwise you may have some trouble with objects not going where you expect them, and it will give that appearance that the program's not doing what it should because you're not used to how these will respond. Once you're a bit more comfortable with that drawing process, then it's probably worth looking at some of those settings to help you save some time. The next option is the Combined Toes option. This tells the software how much different in cabinet depth there is allowed to be while maintaining one straight toe. So for example, if your pantries are 20mm deeper than your base cabinets, you would want that kick to run straight through, so you'll have this set to at least 20mm to ensure that happens. Whereas if the pantry becomes deeper, say it's 700 deep to your 560mm deep base cabinets, you would want that to separate the kick. The Edit section has 4 questions that you can set to your liking. Double click on an assembly will tell the program if you would like to go into a full cabinet editor or just do basic edits of the cabinet from the room view. I'll recommend you set this to edit from assembly level, as that's what we'll be doing throughout the course, and it will help you easily follow along. You should also untick the next 3 boxes. They're all quite self-explanatory, however when you're using them, sometimes they won't give you the most expected result when you're first starting out. Finally, the door option asks the maximum and minimum size of a door can be. Using the pair door button then tells the program if it goes over that specific size to use a pair of doors rather than individual doors. For now we'll set our minimum to 0 and our maximum to 999 and select pair of doors. Again, once you get going with the program you may want to tweak this, but for now, to keep it simple and so you can follow us along, I would suggest you set these settings. So have a good play around the splash screen, have a look at some of these preferences, and once you feel confident, jump on into the quiz and just test how you've gone.